Hello and welcome to this, the latest in my series of videos where I demonstrate Qigong and mindfulness techniques. Excuse me. Right, those of you who watched these videos before, and most of you have quite eagle eyes, will notice that I'm actually quite dressed down. I'll just stand up and show you. I'm actually I'm wearing a very loose house coat, whereas normally for these classes I would be quite formally dressed, wearing a Tai Chi t-shirt and, the trousers that I would normally wear if I was teaching and running sessions face to face. So why the change today? Well, first of all, this is a lot more comfortable for me at the moment. But one of the main things that I want to get across to people is that, yes, while, I really hope that you watch these videos and every week with me and go through this once a week with me, the real value from Tai Chi, from Tai Chi, Qigong and mindfulness comes when you do something every day. Now, that means that you need to be able to use the techniques almost whatever clothes you're dressed in. Now, when people are asking me about my classes, about what to wear, I always say, well, wear loose clothing, wear layers, because you do actually get quite warm doing the full shibashis at the full 18 moves. Even though the moves are very gentle, you do actually get quite warm. And I say loose clothes because if you've done these sets with me before, you will know that you are trying to move your arms. You are moving your arms, and that's a lot easier to do, if you've actually got freedom of movement. Clothes can be very restrictive. So I think it's important to get rid of the idea that you need to wear special clothes to do this. You don't. You can just wear them. You just wear whatever you happen to have on. If you need to be using a technique, you need to know that you can do it whatever you are wearing. The whole purpose of these sessions is to get you to practice the techniques, and sometimes I do not underestimate the motivational aspect of putting on a special gear that you wear just for something like this. I mean, I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember watching all those Keep Fit experts who were on our breakfast TVs in the 70s and 80s. They would wear their green lycra or whatever. And there was sort of a sense that to do it properly, you also needed to wear the same sorts of things. Well, I don't know about you, but me and lycra just don't go together. So that can also be slightly inhibiting. So I hope that what you will take from today's session is that you can practice these techniques wearing almost any clothes in almost any place. But while you are practicing, it can help if you have a special place. I mean, obviously I have this room, which is actually getting cleared out. I have this room, and you can't see it, but I've got a candle burning and I've got incense. I would normally have nice music playing, except I don't want to accidentally fall foul of copyright laws. And so, I take time to create a nice atmosphere, and that ritual is part of what gets me into the right frame of mind for saying, right, I'm going to do my Qigong and mindfulness now. So those sorts of things are important. But if you've got a crisis, you probably can't take the time to retreat to your special place and put on the clothes that make you feel, yes, I'm now doing qigong. So it's actually quite important that you can do it in other poses, which is one reason why today, for various reasons, I'm nice and comfy dressed like this. And actually that's quite important. So it's dressed down for me today. And that's why, and I hope that that has given you a slightly deeper understanding of how and why you may react as you do to these videos. So, whether you are managed to get yourself into a nice, quiet, sacred space where you've got incense and candles, or whether you just kind of shut yourself in the kitchen for a minute away from the kids and said, "Oh, I'll be out in a bit." Doesn't matter. What I would like to invite you to do now is to get yourself into sitting or standing into a position where you've got some room so you can spread your arms out. And I will just take a moment to walk to where I've got room to spread my arms out and where you can see my whole body to better demonstrate the moves I'm doing. And then we will get on to doing the qigong moves. So if you're standing, just get yourself into your space. If you're sitting, just sit down in your chair. And I'd like to bow in at the start of the session. So that's left hand across your body with the palm up, right hand across your body with the palm down, clasp your arms and bow. Now, anyone who's ever practiced martial arts will know that that kind of bow is totally normal before any kind of martial art bout. But normally, with the bow, you would actually keep your eyes on your opponent because you're watching to see what he might do. This is different. When you do this bow, you actually lower your eyes, so you end up looking at the floor, because you are showing that you have trust in the people around you. Okay, at the moment you're probably on your own, just as I am. But also, the bow is an acknowledgement of the other people who are sharing the experience with you, whether they're in the room with you or not, and certainly sharing the experience with me. The bow from you acknowledges my role to demonstrate and help you understand what you're doing. My bow to you is to acknowledge that every time I do this, I learn something. I learn something from what I feel in myself, but I learn something from the feedback that I get from you. So if you watch and enjoy these videos, please feel free to give me some feedback. I'm always willing to be given ideas for things that you would like me to discuss in these sessions, because both Qigong and mindfulness have been shown to have medical benefits in a wide variety of of situations. So we've bowed in. So then step out into a nice good bear stance. That's feet hip width apart, knees very slightly bent. Engage your core abdominal muscles. Get your back nice and straight. Get your neck nice and straight. Make sure your hands are hanging loose by your side. If you're seated, then still make sure your feet are hip width apart. Ideally, your hips and knees will be at 90 degrees. Your back will still be straight, your neck will still be straight, and your arms will still be loose. You just close your eyes when you've got yourself into stance and just breathe. Use your breath to tune into your mind and your body. And maybe get a sense of what your mind and body need today. Maybe get a sense in your mind of how you need to feel at the end of this session. And then I'd like you to imagine that you're in a beautiful lift, a glass lift. And you can look out of the lift across the beautiful countryside. I'd like you to imagine that that lift slowly starts to move down, floor by floor, until it reaches the ground. And when you're ready, gently turn your arms so that your palms of your hands are facing backwards. Just breathe. Try to sense the response of your body to every breath that you take. And then when you're ready, with your next in-breath, slowly let your arms float up in front of you. As you breathe out, just let them sink all the way back down. Maybe imagine that you've got puppet strings on your wrists. As the puppet string pulls your wrist up, as your hand just lags slightly behind, then your wrist is lowered, still your hand lags slightly behind. Breathe in, your arms float up. Breathe out and they sink back down. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, your arms float up. Breathe out and they just sink back down. And then last time for this move. And this time as you breathe in, your hands float up, then turn them and let your arms spread out. As you breathe out, your hands float back in together and then they float back down. And you make this move as large as you can manage in one gentle, easy breath. Do anything that causes pain or discomfort to any part of your body. Be very aware of how your shoulders react with this move. Breathe in, your arms float up and spread out. As you breathe out, float back in and then back down. And then the last time for this move. And with the next in-breath, your arms rise up and come to form an arch. And as you breathe out, dip slightly on your left knee and let your right arm just uncurl. As you breathe in, everything comes back to the center. Then dip on the right knee and let the left arm uncurl. Careful to keep your body straight. You shouldn't be leaning over. You take your arms as high as you can easily manage. Breathe out, dip on one knee, the opposite arm uncurls. As you breathe in, everything comes back to center. And then last time for this move, you breathe in, everything comes up to the top. And turn your palms out, and as you breathe out, just let your hands slowly sweep down by your side. Make the circles as big or as small as you're comfortable with. Kind of small circle what I'm doing now is just as good as a big circle. Don't stretch, don't force anything, just do what your body is naturally happy doing. Breathe in, your arms rise up. As you breathe out, let your hands sweep down all the way by your side. And then last time for this move, breathe out. Let your hands sweep down and bring them into position, ready for balance of chin. As you breathe in, imagine you're feeling around a ball, and as you breathe out, just gently push that ball down. Be careful with this move to take your hands no higher than your heart. Breathe in, imagine you feel around that ball, and as you breathe out, your hands sink down. Smooth around that ball, and then let your hands sink through. And then the last time for this move, and this time as you breathe out, bring your hands to rest in front of your abdomen or in your lap if you're seated. Just for a moment, stand still and calm, and just let everything settle. And then get yourself into position for the meditation. Excuse me. So the position for the mindfulness meditation can be any position that you're comfortable in. If you're sitting down, try to, on a chair, try to get your back away from the back of the chair so that you're self-supporting. I'm on a stool, which is actually fairly ideal. If you're lying down, that's fine. If you need to adjust your position to make sure that you haven't got any pain or discomfort, that's fine. Just get yourself, there is an ideal position, but then there's the position that's ideal for you. And the most important thing is that you're in a position that's ideal for you, as close to the ideal as possible. So when you've got yourself settled down, I'm going to do a normal thing, and I'm going to sound on the singing bowl, and I'm going to ask you to listen for the sound of the singing bowl as it fades into silence. Sounds are very important. There are sounds all around us normally. Silence can be frightening. As you found that point of silence where the bowl faded into silence, I'd like you to try and find that silent point within yourself. Let your attention move inwards. Now, first of all, I'd like you to focus your attention on where your body is and what's supporting it. What's touching your body. Be very aware of any contact there is between your body and furniture or carpets or whatever. Maybe you will be aware of different textures touching you, but whatever you notice is fine. You don't have to close your eyes. But people sometimes do find it helpful to shut out visual distraction. Can you get a sense of the space that your body is taking up in the room? And then let your attention move further in. And I'd like you to let your attention rest on your breath. Just notice every in-breath and every out-breath. Just notice without changing. And as you notice, let go of any natural tendency to wonder if you should be noticing something different or if you should be doing anything better, or wondering if other people are noticing things better than you. Because all that matters is what you notice right here, right now. Is there one part of your breath that comes naturally to your attention more than any other? If there is, then just let your attention rest there. Now, chances are that at some point you're going to discover that your mind has wandered away from the guidance that I'm giving you as to what to focus on. Well, that's perfectly normal. And when you notice that's happened, I don't want you to sit there and think, oh, I'm failing at this, because you're not. Mindfulness isn't about keeping your mind clear, it's about being aware of what your mind is doing. So when you notice that your mind has wandered off, you're actually succeeding in being mindful. And every time your mind wanders off, all you need to do is just gently lead your mind back to focusing on every in-breath and every out-breath. Because right here, right now, nothing else matters except just this breath coming in Just this breath going out. It doesn't matter how many times you need to lead your mind back. Just as many times as it wanders off, just as many times, gently, non-critically lead your mind back. Because when you notice that your mind has wandered away, you are succeeding in being mindful. And when you lead your mind back to focusing on your breath, you are succeeding in being mindful. What do you notice about your breath? Can you feel air moving in your nose or throat? Can you notice that when you breathe in, the air at the tip of your nose is cold, and then when you breathe out, the air is warm? Can you notice muscles moving in your chest, or your back, or your tummy? Whatever you notice, that's fine. If there's something that you can't notice, just register that as a blank space, and that's okay. Just notice what you notice. Can you follow your breath all the way in, and then follow it all the way out? Now, I'd like you to try and focus your attention onto that brief moment of stillness in between each breath. And your in-breath becomes an out-breath, and then your out-breath becomes an in-breath. Just for a moment, everything is still. I don't want you to hold your breath or change your breath in any way. Can you notice that very brief moment of stillness? How do you feel if you notice that moment of stillness? That moment of stillness happens whether you are aware of it or not. And so you might like to consider the fact that hundreds and hundreds of times each day, in between each breath, just for a moment, there is that moment of stillness. And maybe you could imagine that every time it happens, it puts a tiny drop of stillness into that place inside you where you store all the feelings that you can need when life decides to become challenging. I'd like you to find that place inside yourself now. With your next in-breath, I'd like you to imagine that you breathe down into that place. And as you breathe out, the breath carries with it the feeling that you need right here, right now. Whether it's stillness, calmness, confidence, happiness, whatever it is that you need right now, your breath will be carrying that feeling all the way around your body. If you like, you can give that feeling a colour. As you breathe, you can slowly imagine that your body slowly fills up with that colour. So that after 4 or 5 gentle, easy breaths, you can imagine that that colour fills the whole of your body, from the top of your head down to the soles of your feet, so that every part of your body is filled with that feeling that you need right here, right now. And as you do that, can you hold the whole of your body in your awareness? And notice how good that feeling is. I'd like you to become aware once more of the space that your body is taking up in the room. Can you become aware of the boundary between you and that space that's formed by your skin? Can you become aware of the touch of clothes on your skin? And then, as your attention starts to move further out, so you become aware once more of the touch of the bed or the chair or the carpet on your body. And become aware of the sounds both inside and outside the room where you are. And then start to bring yourself back to normal awareness. If you have your eyes closed, keep your eyes closed until the bowl has sounded for the 3rd time. As you bring yourself back to normal awareness, keep in the front of your mind the thought that you can find this good feeling that you've got right now, anytime you need to, by focusing your awareness onto your breath. So, I hope you found that enjoyable, helpful. As I say, I always welcome feedback, positive or negative. I hope you're enjoying it, but if you're not, I'd like to know what I could do different. As ever, if there is anything that you would like me specifically to cover in the next video, please send me a message. Please feel free to share these videos with anybody that you think might benefit from them. And if you're enjoying these videos and would like to sponsor me, I do have a Patreon page. And sponsors do get additional time with me. So if that's something that you feel that you would benefit from, still being done through the medium of video and the magic of the internet, then that option is there for you. So if you find this half-hour helpful, for a very small sum of money, you could actually have an extra half hour with me to cover topics that are of interest to you. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you next week.